tonight. And if you would, please stand and we'll start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's see, first item is roll call. Clint, are you here? Here. Chris, are you here?
Present.
I'm here. Brandy, are you here?
Here.
And Angie is not here, and as I mentioned earlier, at 6 o'clock we had an executive session. Angie attended, she participated. Before it was over, she just stood up and walked out of the room. So I don't know why she's not here, but she's not here. First item on the agenda is consideration of the minutes from our meeting of October 19th. Is there a motion regarding the minutes as presented?
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes of the October 19th, 2022 meeting.
I'll second that motion. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes as presented from our October 19th meeting, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
I was not present at that meeting.
Okay. So motion carries 3-0-1. So that's next item on the agenda. Actually, 3.1 is being tabled, so that's not the next item. The next item on our agenda is the second reading of ordinance number 100522D as in David. Doug, that's already been read into the record, the whole thing. It was voted on, passed on first reading. Is there anything else we have to do before we vote on it this evening?
Just need a motion and discussion and then call a vote.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we pass ordinance number 100522D as in David on second reading. Is there a second?
Bill, can you go ahead and can you tell me what that is regarding? I don't have my information from me. I apologize.
Sure. This is the ordinance for the apartment project, the development bonds. This is the final vote. It's the second reading on that ordinance.
Okay. That's what I'll second that.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on the item? Seeing none. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Brandy?
I abstain.
Okay, so at this point, the item neither passes nor fails, so we'll just put it on our agenda for our next meeting on December the 7th, and we'll reconsider it at that time. Next item on our agenda is the Commonwealth Task Order, and Jim, is that you?
Task order is we are extending the metering out in the system to collect a rain event another 30 days. This actually expired prior to what would have been your November 2nd meeting. That was postponed. So we talked with the contractor, Grip, who's monitoring that. They agreed to wait till tonight to quell that, or till tonight to find out we're operating under a gentleman's agreement with them that you guys will review this and take it into consideration. So what this does is we've metered the last 3 months trying to get a rain event where we could build the model for the design period, and then once we had a significant rain event, we would need a second one to validate those numbers. We were able to get the first rain, and we haven't been able to get the second one. We've had rains here and there, but none of them are quite where we needed them to be. The magic number we look for is about 1.5 inches in about an hour to 2 hour period. We've got some that were not as close, some that were a little bit closer, but I think right now we would have another 2 weeks with this task order.
Snow doesn't count?
Snow does not count. It's a shame because that the snow on that we had a couple days ago, if it was rain, it probably would have been a sufficient amount. So in the event that we don't collect that data here, we talked with Jim. We'll put them back in the spring in efforts. It won't slow down necessarily where we're at in the design portion. We'll continue on with the data that we have from the one rain event and look to validate that in the spring when we know that we stand a much more likely chance of getting a validation event. So.
So this task force just extends the time to collect the second rain?
Yep. So I think the 3 months that you guys had initially given us ran out that first week in November. So this will extend it through November into December. So we'll have probably another week and a half, 2 weeks. Which, looking at the forecast, we might have a chance next week, but after that, it's pretty much gone.
For the season?
Yeah, it'll be winter at that point.
Okay. Is there a motion regarding the Commonwealth task order as presented?
Motion to approve.
I'll second that motion. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of extending or approving the Commonwealth task order that extends the time for rain metering, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries 4-0. Next item on our agenda is the Main Street Parade, and that would be Julie Lucas. Oh, and thank you, Thomas, for the presentation.
Hello, as Bill mentioned, I'm Julie Lucas with New Palestine Main Street, and we are planning our Winter Fest this year on December the 10th, and we're going to have a Whoville theme, so you'll see a lot of Grinch and Cindy Lee Goose and all the fun stuff. But we would also like to ask permission of the council for closure of US 52 for just a brief time to have a parade. We want to try to have it from Jim Road to Bittner Road so that we can circle around and come back to Depot Street. We'll have a tree lighting that night as well. We'll have Mrs. Santa and Mr. Santa in attendance. We did hire a firm. We're going to decorate Nichols Building with some lights, and we'll have them professionally do the lights on our tree. So just all kinds of fun activities that are planned, and we're thinking maybe 4:30ish, 4:15 for the parade. Shouldn't be more than 15-20 minutes. And from my understanding, anything less than an hour, we do not have to have a permit from NDOT. And I have talked to Chief Ely, and he said he was good with it as long as council approved.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I think we need a motion. Is there a motion to allow the temporary closure of Main Street to have a parade, the Main Street Parade, on December the 10th?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of approving a parade for December the 10th for the Main Street Christmas holiday event, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Look forward to it.
Great, thanks so much.
Thank you. Next item on our agenda are department reports. We'll start with the police department.
For Chief Ely, there is nothing to pass on from the police.
Perfect. That's the best report. No news is good news. Jim, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, Friday the 18th, we're having stormwater, our first stormwater audit with IBM. So Commonwealth, they have a couple fellows that went over to help us go through the audit. And I'm also working with the Arts Council to start a new Arts Council in the house.
Okay.
To help us with some grants.
Thank you. Steve, you have anything?
No, I got the second best report, I've had nothing to.
That's equally well. Yvonne?
Well, it's a trend. I don't really have anything.
All right, well, then we'll move right on to my favorite part of the agenda. This evening, we are requested to consider claims number 24503 through 24587, all as presented in your backup materials. Let's start with a motion. Is there a motion regarding the claims as presented?
I make the motion we approve claims 24503 to 24587.
I'll second that motion. Is there any discussion or any questions regarding any of the items presented? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the claims as presented, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. We'll move now to public comments. If there's anybody in the public that would like to make any comments this evening, please come up to the podium, give us your name, and share with us anything you'd like.
Dale Wagner.
And your address?
4462 South 600 West.
Thank you.
I'm reading from an email that was in reference to citizens' TIF, an email about the TIF, and it says, and this is from somebody in the town government. It said it is anticipated that the bond will be paid off relatively fast, after which all the property taxes go to the well-being of the town through the RDC for the remainder of the TIF's 25-year term. I thought this was interesting because during the hearings, in the public hearings, a member of one of the committees said that the TIF could be paid off early. So you had people that were committee members that think this thing's going to end. It obviously looks like somebody plans to collect it for the whole 25 years. So in terms of the other entities such as the township, the schools, and the county, those other entities, I wonder what they thought. That was this going to last for 25 years, or was it going to get paid off early? Because it will impact them for the whole 25 years.
Thanks. Anyone else? Then we'll move on to council member comments. Clint, do you have anything you'd like to add this evening?
Yeah, I've got one thing. As far as executive meeting and special meetings go, I would like to only schedule those at town council meetings. I don't think an email, sending emails out and you don't know who read them, who didn't read them, should pertain to those meetings. And from now on, unless it's I think it's really an emergency, I'm not going to attend any meetings that we don't discuss at a town council meeting.
Okay. Anything else, Clint?
Nope.
Brandy?
Just really quickly, I want to apologize to citizens or taxpayers, first of all, for delaying the start of the meeting tonight. But I won't apologize for the fact that I chose my daughter. And she's a senior in high school, and she had a high academic awards banquet and was asked to sing the national anthem. And I had a choice between being there for her, at least for a few minutes, to share that moment. And I don't know one meeting to the next, as any of us do, really, what may come up in a family. And the last meeting in October, I was in the emergency room with my father-in-law, not knowing if he was going to live or die. And I'm not trying to add drama to this, because you elected me, and I'm responsible for being here and representing you and making decisions. However, when it comes to my family and being there for my family, I chose them last time. I chose my daughters tonight. And should something happen again, unfortunately on a council meeting night, and my family needs me, I'll choose them again. But I apologize that it held up tonight.
I do have something I'd like to share. The following has come to my attention. A member of our town council requested a member of our police department to go to the scene of their daughter's auto accident. The location was outside town limits, and the officer was on duty. The council member further requested that the officer drive their daughter home. The officer complied. Shortly thereafter, this council member offered the same police officer cash and/or the free use of their vacation home. I leave it to the town council, members of the public, the media, and perhaps the Hancock County Prosecutor's Office as to whether further discussion is warranted. And I request that this item be placed as a discussion item on the agenda for our next meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll motion to adjourn.
I'll second that. All those in favor of adjourning, please indicate by saying aye.
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 We are adjourned.